Poop sauce right here. I'm just looking for some good, kind of like unique gaming gadgets. I'm coming up with You mean lagging in the sense of it takes so long before it even comes through? Yeah, but it's not the chat, it's the whole video is delayed that far behind. You get what I'm saying? Like what they're saying is going with the video, but the video's way behind what's actually happening. No. We can start, but I'm just letting you know I don't have gaming stuff. I'm getting weak sauce too. I thought that would be quick and easy, so I waited till the end to find it. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the gaming. Oh, and the whole podcast. I think we'll just start. Yeah. Let's start with a quick intro, and then maybe we can do a little bit of banter, You know what I mean? And then I'd say do the news first. Yeah, and then I'm gonna hit the gaming stuff first. I found a good article now. I'm gonna hit the gaming stuff first, and then I'll do the baby stuff after. And then, is that all we're doing? That's all. Well, we're not actually doing Epic Dads. We're doing a dad story. Do you have a dad story? Okay. You don't have to if we're good on time, but I'm gonna tell one. When should I tell that? Maybe between the gaming stuff and the baby stuff? Okay, I'm good. Is my camera working? Oh, I need to share. I forgot you said you were going live earlier, and I didn't know. That's why you're trying to start right now. I have gotten faster at sharing. There it went. It's still on because I heard it go off. And it's still off? It just goes off and stays off? It's some weird crap. The podcast. The podcast you did. Oh, okay. Sure be nice if I could just click the 6 scripts I want to share to, and then just do it at once. You know what I'm saying? Gamer guys and girls, I think I would share in there. They have to say yeah, I need to start working on throwing some posts out more regularly. Okay. Like in the chat of the actual live already. Like starting any second. Okay.
made a boo-boo. Tonight on the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Time to get those fingers poopy. Or not.
Hey, it's the guy that forgot his shoes.
And now, the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
All right, guys, welcome to the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast. We're here on a Tuesday night instead of a Monday night. And you might be asking yourself, well, Clint, why? Well,
why?
Yeah, why? Why this new change up? You usually do it on Mondays. Well, guys, life happened, and Ryan texted me in the middle of the day and was like, hey, man, I can't do it tonight. Ryan?
I completely, I didn't forget, but when talking to Clint, I forgot. So at the same time that we were planning what we were going to be talking about, and I'm going back and forth with Clint about what the show's going to be about, I was also going back and forth with my wife about what our plans were for our anniversary.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it hit me just smack, like, wait, I can't do the show. I'm doing my anniversary. Yet I'm sitting here telling Clint that I'm ready and this is what we're going to do. And I'm all, Yep. Sometimes life does that. It's like you live in two different worlds.
It does.
And those two collide.
Yeah.
But at least they collided then and not like,
right
5
before.
o'clock that evening. Yeah.
Right. Well, I didn't get the message out till right before, but we knew we weren't. Anyway, and you may notice that we only have 2 screens up again tonight. That's because Hunter and his wife, his wife did it. Hunter didn't do nothing. He was there. He was supportive.
He planted the seed.
But he did not have the baby. But Natalie, his spouse, she did. She was a trooper. She labored for 36 hours, guys.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's a long time.
That is. So, Rhett James is officially here. He was born on Saturday at, I believe it was 5:20 p.m.
When you just said Rhett James, my mind heard Rick James.
Rick James. Yeah, I teased Hunter about that actually.
Did you?
Yeah, that's good. Oh my goodness. Anywho, yeah. So Hunter is officially a delirious dad. So everybody, golf clap. Don't want to clap too loud because the mic. But Ryan, you look like a ghost right now, sir.
I can't tell how I look because I can't see my camera for some reason.
I mean, you are straight up white, son.
Here, let me get this guy.
Okay.
I'm going to come back, see if I can actually see myself. Something's going on with the camera feed. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you good. I mean, I can see you, but you're super white. It's almost like your saturation's turned way up. Anyway, as you adjust
it's not showing me.
Oh, it's not showing you on yours?
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I can't really adjust my lighting.
That's weird. Well, guys, that's the technicalities of doing a live streaming podcast. It gets a little crazy sometimes. But now we just see a little Skype symbol.
Okay, I turned it off and back on, trying to get it to show up.
Okay.
Not sure what else to do there. Here, how about you just tell me?
There you go. There, you're good. Right there.
Better?
You're good. Yeah, that's better. We can now at least see some color in your picture.
Good.
But, yeah. So, anyway, last week was a great week. Like I said, Hunter had his baby, so that was Saturday. On Thursday, I went on to radiowatt.com on Keys
what?
Radio what? So Keys Dan.
You're supposed to say .com, Clint.
Oh,
I was saying radio what?
I did that last week.
Earlier.
I did that last week. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Over the top.
All right. Go ahead. Let them know.
So it's the What Makes You Famous podcast. I was invited over to talk about the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast, and so got to talk about myself, which I love to do, and then also got to talk about my buddies. Ryan and Hunter.
And just so you guys know, you
what
don't
we're
get to
doing
get on the What Makes You Famous podcast unless you're famous. So
Right. Yeah.
we're doing something right.
We're kind of a big deal, but
Yeah.
give Keith Dan some love. He was super welcoming. Like, it was an awesome experience just to have somebody, I don't know, just kind of showed up. I wasn't sure what to expect, but he was very helpful, very nice, and just kind of made me feel famous. So I loved it.
Yeah.
So it was good. He does a good job over there. So
looking
check
forward
that
to
out.
working with more collab type stuff like that.
Yeah,
Bringing people on here and going on to other podcasts.
For sure.
That'd be fun.
Especially if we can do some other gaming related stuff. It'd be sweet. Some other gaming podcasts. But yeah, so that was awesome. And then before I forget, last week we posted, or it may have been, I believe it was last week, we posted a poll. We wanted to try to do maybe a question of the week that would involve our fan audience. And so we went ahead and threw it out there to see what feedback we could get. And so I wanted to let you guys know the question of the week was, what was Bethesda Gaming Studios' greatest game ever released? Your options were Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Fallout 3, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, The Evil Within, Fallout 4, Doom, the 2016 version, Dishonored, Evil Within 2, Dishonored 2, Wolfenstein The New Order, or Elder Scrolls Online. I put all those in there because there were so many good games that they made. I was like, I'm just going to give it all to them. So that's what we did.
Bethesda, they don't disappoint.
No, they don't. So the top votes out of that, or the top two, I should say, was Fallout 3 and Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Nice.
And so our community ended up pulling ahead, and they picked the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. To them, was the greatest Bethesda game that they've made up to this point.
What would be your pick out of that list?
Ooh, I think as far as playability and just smoothness, in the sense of, I love the action cam that it did in that game. All that kind of stuff, I thought it did great. So as far as a game itself, solid, played smooth, as smooth as a Bethesda game can. Played good. The graphics were amazing at the time. RPG elements were pretty good. I like that they later on they did the DLC where you could have your own house and build like your own cabin. That kind of stuff was cool.
Right. Obviously, you're talking about Skyrim because you never said.
Oh yeah. I'm talking about Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Okay. But as far as RPG element, I really liked Oblivion a lot. But that was my first Elder Scrolls game to ever play.
Gotcha.
But
it was. It might have got like the hooks synced in, the claws in there before Skyrim had the chance, so it had more impact.
Right. Had I not played Oblivion, I never would have even had Skyrim on my radar till everybody started raving about it. If that makes sense. So so that was the poll of the week. So I wanted to give our audience a shout out there. Thank you guys for participating. We'll be coming up with another question for next week. If you have any ideas or anything you want us to ask, send it to us. Let us know. We may pick your question and put it up on the group. So anyway, so we got a pretty good little show set up for you. Like I said, it's going to be duos tonight. No Hunter. We're going to talk about some gaming news, of course. We always talk about gaming news. And then Ryan's going to be giving us some gadgets and gifts tonight. So that's going to be a fun little segment. And we'll have some story time along the way. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and transition on over. And we're going to do that for the news right now. All right. Leaks for Geeks. All right, guys, it's time for the Leaks for the Geeks. The stuff that you want to hear, which is,
you can't live without it.
Yeah,
You just can't live without it. You gotta have your gaming news.
It's the most important of all gaming news, and you're gonna find it here on Delirious Dad's Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
No, not really, not really.
Yes, it
is. It's usually what we like.
It was found elsewhere and then found here by you.
Yes, yes. So
like all news, right?
Yeah.
All news comes from somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the first one is going to kind of bring the mood down a little bit. We have some more serious news. Yeah, we have some serious news this week. First off, the gaming community right now is mourning the sudden passing of esports legend. It's Jeff In Control Robinson. He was best known for being a StarCraft 2 pro player back in the day, or a pro. He was a pro and player, and then later on he became a commentator, and so he was really well known within the esports society as far as being a commentator, being fun, being into the games, and that kind of thing. So. He passed away suddenly. He was only 33 years old. They're saying that he had it was illness related, and I guess he's had some issues with some illnesses in the past. So I don't know if he's got a weakened immune system or what the situation was. But his family announced on July 21st. They said, with immense grief, we announced that Jeff's unexpected passing due to sudden illness Saturday, and they said we ask privacy as his family works to understand what happened. Make arrangements to honor Jeff, or offer comfort to his family. We suggest donations to SoCal Bulldog, at SoCal Bulldog. So it's a bulldog rescue out in Southern California. He was really into to dogs. So if you want to check that out, you can donate over there to that in Jeff's memory. But we didn't watch a lot of esports, but I did want to cover it since the guy was so young, and it looks like he was really rocking it there in the esports environment. So wish his family the best, and we send our prayers and condolences. Moving on, I wanted to talk to you guys about some deals coming up real quick, some gaming deals that are going down by Target. Target is right now offering 25% off select PS4 and Xbox One games. So for select order pickup at checkout, meaning you have to go by your neighborhood Walmart and grab the games yourselves. This offer is going to be available now, so today, through July 27th. So through this Saturday. So I went ahead and put this on there because the people on the podcast on Friday will he'll hear this, and so this will be on sale. You're going to see games like Bloodborne is going to be on there. Dark Souls Remastered for the PS4 is on there. Days Gone, the new zombie one.
That's going to be, check that one out.
That's going to be $30. Okay. So that's freaking nice. There's also going to be the Division 2. I know you talked about the Division 2 before on here. You're going to be able to find Mortal Kombat 11 for $37.50.
That's a big game still.
Yep, $37.50. Resident Evil 2 is at $30. They got Shadow of the Tomb Raider at $18.75. Spyro Trilogy for the Xbox One is $22.50. World War Z, you can pick that up, $25.50. And GameSpot.com has a list of other games that are on that. Marvel Spider-Man's on there as well, one that we recently talked about. It's $30. Yeah. So, yep. So that's some good stuff going down there with Target, but you're going to have to go pick up a physical copy from them. But I did want to throw it in there as the sale ends this weekend, this Saturday. So after Saturday, the sale's over. Wanted to go ahead and talk also about... some... what's up, Isaac? How's it going, brother? Welcome to the stream. We're glad to have you.
What's up, Levan?
Yeah.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Love it. So China has a anti-addiction policy set, or regulation set in place. And we know we've talked... gaming? Yeah, for gaming. We've talked in the past about how they have different regulations that game developers have to abide by if they're going to release in China.
Right.
So it's kind of putting American game developers in an awkward moral situation. And one of the things that this article I got from PC Gaming, they're basically saying for American companies, really comes down to deciding whether or not you want to participate in the surveillance part of this, which means right now the Chinese citizens have to put in like a national ID or whatever it would be, kind of like our Social Security. They have to put that in when they play these games, and so the government.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the
Can
government.
track how much they're playing.
Yeah, they track. Yeah, they kind of watch. I guess they have. I didn't realize this about out there, but they have like a. It's like a credibility system, and you get basically like a credit score for behavior over there.
Really?
Yeah, and so you get treated differently depending on what your rating is, your credit rating, so to speak. And so it's something weird. I didn't know that about them, but they have a lot of regulations in place for gore, violence, anything that pertains to religion is kind of taboo. I know I mentioned you guys before on World of Warcraft. The zombies on there, they had to cover up the bones and skeleton, anything that showed wounds. Things like that. So other game companies have had to do the same as well.
Right.
Yeah, and so American companies are part
they
of
they regulate sexual stuff differently than we do here.
Yes.
Like it's very odd too. Don't want to get off a weird tangent, but like everything for them, pornography is obviously a huge crazy thing here that people are addicted to like crazy and whatnot. Right. But over there, like, it's all allowed except for penetration.
Mm-hmm.
So they have sex shops. They have huge stuff for that, but every bit of it will show everything but penetration, which is kind of a weird regulation. Like, why have it all for sale? Why have such a big market in it? You know what I mean? And then you have that blocked. I don't know. I wonder if their regulations are odd like that for the gaming and this other stuff you're talking about.
Well, particularly for the gaming, it is because of they feel like there's an addiction issue within gaming, in the sense of they feel like the more games their society is partaking in,
the less productive
the worse
they're going to be.
And the worse they are for society, as far as they're going to be worse behavior, worse, overall all bad. It goes to the extent of saying that basically they want game developers to set up times. So you would only be able to play like maybe 2 hours a day, and that would actually it would log you out after 2 hours.
Automatically.
If you're under a certain age, or all that kind of stuff. And so the parent and the person playing has no say in what's going on with that. And then they also shut it down certain times of the day, and so they say, well, you can't play at 7:00 tonight because you don't need to be playing. And so they're very controlling and. So it's got kind of that surveillance aspect to it. Yeah. So they control it, and companies do it, but this article is just kind of raising the question and the topic of, as they're upping this, like with this anti addiction regulation. Basically, it's kind of almost going against our freedoms here in the U.S. So, like I know.
So they're kind of saying, do I even want to participate in that? Because people should be free to choose what they want to do.
Right. Like, is the companies now facing a moral, ethical issue by partaking and selling their games out there? Now, I'm going to say they're going to do what they got to do, though, to survive. I mean, it's business. The
developers.
So, even though it comes down to that, you got to sell, especially in China. You're going to sell your games. You're not going to skip that. So,
China is a huge market.
Yeah.
Huge. Totally huge.
Huge. Yeah.
But I mean, your market is. I'm sure just like people find workarounds for watching movies and streaming and doing different things like that here, that are all illegal and monitored. They probably have workarounds for not being seen when they're gaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's probably people gaming way more than 2 hours a day.
There's probably black market in some alley somewhere. Some computers hooked up that is somehow connected to some black market internet. So that's probably out there for sure. But yeah, so that was another one that was pretty interesting. Um, Also, Blizzard. We're talking about Blizzard quite a bit recently, but Blizzard's co-founder Frank Pierce has exited the company after 28 years.
Really?
So yeah, he's one of the original three.
Wasn't that one of the questions? We brought that up a long time ago. Maybe one of our very first episodes. We were
Mhm.
talking about how the people were kind of not liking the fact that it seemed like the Blizzard people were stepping back more,
Mhm.
and the
People,
because who is it? Blizzard and
Blizzard Activision. And
Activision.
so yeah, the general people within the fans of the gaming were like, well, Activision's taken over Blizzard, and so it didn't help that last year, Mike Morhaime, the former president of Blizzard
That's
Entertainment,
what I was thinking about. Yeah.
founding co-founder, he left the company and handed it over to J. Allen Brack, who was the executive producer of World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Gave the reins to him. And then Frank is actually the last one to leave at the time. Let's see. He posted in a post. He said, "The time has come for me to step away from Blizzard and pass the torch to the next generation of leaders." Um, he served as chief development officer for Blizzard, which is run as a division of Activision Blizzard for 28 years. So he was there when they were. What was the name of it? It was. He's been there since they were called Silicon and Synapse, which was their original name when they first started. Um, but they go on to just talk about how he wasn't as much of a public figure. He was very introverted, so he did a lot
Right.
of behind the scenes stuff. So even at BlizzCon, you didn't really see Frank.
Yeah, he's
out
not
there.
like the face of the company.
Right. No, he wasn't
Right.
wasn't into that part of it. But anyway, so he's left. So we'll kind of see what happens with Blizzard and what changes
Activision.
with them. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yep, another one of the old guard leaves. But I mean, 28 years. If you guys think about it, if you made
It's-
lots of money and you did something for 28 years, you're probably gonna be ready to
Most
move
people
on.
would have retired before then.
Yeah.
In all reality.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know that it necessarily means the end of Blizzard, but if I'm doing something for 28 years and I enjoyed it, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm still young to enjoy my money and go do other things, I'm probably gonna take
Probably
my money and
bounce it.
leave. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't blame
Yeah.
the guy.
But maybe try something else. I'm sure he still enjoys game design.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
may get into something else, but yeah.
yeah. So anyway, we wish Frank the best, but yeah. So that went down as well. And then also, video game firms are now could face prosecution over gambling by children.
We talked about this before too.
We did.
Yeah.
So, video game developers could be prosecuted if they fail to prevent children gambling using items featured in popular games such as Call of Duty and Counter-Strike, which we talked about CS:GO recently. In an evidence session with Digital Media, Culture and Sports Select Committee, which is examining links between gaming and gambling, the UK's betting regulator said it had significant concerns about products such as skins and loot boxes. Skins are in-game items that can be won in the game, such as weapons, outfits, and particular football player uniforms, things like that. Such products are not defined as gambling under English law. So this is more to the UK, but
Right.
I think it still applies to us. I think
It's going to
as
set
it
a
builds
precedent.
over there, yeah.
Mhm.
Due to the fact that the in-game items cannot be exchanged for cash within the game, despite the fact that they can be bought and traded with real money on the other sites, and acquiring them may involve an element of chance akin to placing a bet. The Gambling Commission's program director, Brad Enright, said it was constrained by the current legislation, although it was prepared to regulate such products if the law were changed. They go on to say the popular game Counter-Strike Global Offensive is the game we've seen the most inquiries about, Enright told the press. He says, we've had a dialogue with Valve Corporation, which publishes the game, where we draw their attention to particular games where British consumers, including children, are gambling on those sites. They have been closed down. So basically what they're saying is items within the game can be traded on other websites for money.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Gotcha.
now there's a gambling aspect to it, right? Because
Right,
anytime
right.
you can go and trade that stuff out, and so that's the concern on that. They also go on to say that they're
Well, see, when I
less.
think of gambling, I think you're paying for something, not knowing what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm,
Like you're rolling the dice. You're taking a chance.
mm-hmm.
You're spending money. You don't know if you're going to get anything out of it. You might not.
Right.
I don't really see that. And in some of the older loot box stuff, I did because you didn't know what you're going to get. You buy a loot box, you don't know if it was going to be good,
Right.
crap, or not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
Are they still doing that? Is that what's going on? Like you're buying kind of a blind box,
mm-hmm.
and it could be like an ultimate, or it could be crap,
Right.
and so that's
Right.
why you're gambling. Oh yeah, I agree. Then I don't think it should be
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're
I don't
saying.
like that at all.
And then now that there's that aspect of, well, they can now go take those items and make money, makes it
And
even more.
so they're wanting to buy it, hoping they get something that's high end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but hold on, time out.
All right, here we
Okay.
go. Bring it.
Now, when I was young,
Mm-hmm.
right, I got really into Pokemon cards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, serious into Pokemon cards.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I loved playing Pokemon? No. I loved selling the cards.
Yeah.
I loved selling the cards.
Mm-hmm.
I used to buy them. I'd save money. I'd buy decks, hoping
Mm-hmm.
for the right foils, looking for a Charmander, going for the right
Mm-hmm.
foils. There were certain foils. I'm talking, I was in probably 4th grade, right? So I'm like 11 years old.
Right.
There were certain foils that were worth $60
Wow.
at the time.
Yeah.
Most foils were worth 20 if they
Mm-hmm.
were rare, and there were some that were worth 40, and then there were a couple here and there that were worth $60.
Mm.
And so if I got me a $40 foil, I'd take that $40 foil, sell it, because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really care that much about winning the game. It was all about money for me.
Right,
I was kind
right.
of a business guy when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd sell it, and then I'd take 20 of the 40 and go buy 4 more decks because they were $5 a deck.
Okay.
And in that deck, I would probably find one more rare that would
Yeah.
sell for at least 20 or 40. And then
So,
I just kept doing the
That was
same
your
thing.
spending
So
money.
so I guess that was gambling,
In
because
a
sometimes
way.
I'd spend the money and there would be nothing good in there.
Yeah.
It'd just be trash cards.
Well, in
But,
this, this is on the Guardian.com as well, guys, if you're wanting to find out where it's at. But they also mention the other thing of what is also presented with these loot boxes. For instance, it has the lights, it has the flashing and the music and the whole effect that you get from slot machines.
Yeah,
And
it's trying to get
so-
a little dopamine rolling.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's see what hits. And so,
I gotta have it.
Yep. So the big concern really is the kids, because it's not just like adults are playing it; kids have access to it as well.
Yeah.
And so now it's looking like more and more it's going to be coming to where these companies are probably going to have to change some things. They do mention EA, which I was surprised they weren't. They kind of took it easy on EA. They said they were less concerned about game developers like EA, which has said they're working hard to prevent players from exchanging loot boxes available in like FIFA for cash. Committee member
Mm-hmm.
Ian Lucas questioned the extent to which game developers had any incentive to prevent their products from being used to gamble. He says, if businesses like EA don't want to encourage gambling, why do they continue to use loot boxes? It seems to me that bearing in mind children are using the games, that it's creating an understanding of a process very close to gambling, and that concerns me. And he goes on to say, it seems to me is that it makes money for EA. So he's making kind of a counter argument against EA.
Right.
Like, they're probably really not going to change too much. But yeah, so really over there in the UK, they're really pushing for this banning of loot boxes. So it's going to be
Now,
interesting.
what if they were just? Well, I guess that's the whole thing, right? If it's not a loot box, loot boxes came with the chance. Like
Right.
there's always been, hey, you could buy this skin.
Right.
Hey, you could buy
So
this.
like when you went and bought your card, your little pack of cards,
right.
it was still buying a pack of physical cards, I think.
Yeah, but you didn't know what was in it.
Right. Yeah, it was a mystery. But I think it's
Right.
more of because this simulates slot machines. I think
Right,
is their
yeah, I get
biggest
that.
concern.
I get that.
Is all the lights and the music and the
Mm-hmm.
and I think nowadays compared to it probably wasn't as easy to get your dad's credit card or debit card back then, right?
Uh-huh.
To buy that stuff. Nowadays, if a kid's smart and his parent isn't, he can just load that debit card up on the old account and just
Mm-hmm.
make these little purchases, over and over, or whatever. I know
Or a lot of times your debit card's already on the account.
right.
You just got to click yes,
Yep.
just like on the phones.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what they have to do to change some things to make it work. But yeah, so it's still kind of an ongoing issue, but it definitely looks like the UK is putting their foot down and wanting to do something about it. So gaming companies need to be aware. Watch out. But I don't think they're going to be getting the big ones first. Or giving EA a little bit of a pass. So for some Overwatch news, this is my last article that I wanted to post on. This is about Overwatch. They announced a new hero this week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so this hero is actually going to be a tank. He's going to be a barrier tank. His name is a Sigma. So Sigma, he's a tank that uses gravitic technology to deal damage and create barriers. His own dangerous experiments have given him serious psychological damage, and now the terrorist organization Talon employs Sigma as a weapon. So the whole deal was he was this astrophysicist, and he was trying to figure out how to harness the power of black holes, is the story behind them. And he actually, the experiment goes bad, and then next thing he knows, he ends up basically captive and going nuts. But anyway, he's got a lot of cool spells, huh?
Kind of sounds like he'd be a good character for me to work
play.
on, to try. Yeah.
He's got some really cool ones. Like he's got one where, like, if a Pharaoh is shooting rockets at you, he can shoot this spell towards it, and it turns them into shields. Like, instead of doing damage, it actually shields you, turns it into shields, and shields the team, which is weird. He's got another one where he can pick up this giant rock and just chunk it at someone, like from the earth. In his ultimate, he actually sets out this spread, this circle, or this parameter, and he can put it over the entire team if they're all collected, and it takes them up in the air, and it actually makes them lose gravity, so they go straight up into the air, and then they just float in place. They can't move, which then allows the enemy team just to shoot them down, right? And then after a certain amount of time, probably like 5 seconds or something, then it slings them back to the ground and slams them into the ground. They take, like, I think 50% health damage as of right now.
Dang.
Yeah. So it's a big one. But
so, by the way, you were talking about him at first, sounded like he was a little more of a like a shield type guy. Does he stay back a little bit? Kind of sounds like.
Yeah,
or
well,
he get up in there and get after it.
So his shield's interesting. They said he can actually pick where he wants his shield to go, kind of like Orisa. But then he can also retract it backwards, like whenever he wants to.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I've not actually got to look at the spell itself, taking action, but sounds really neat. So we said
Is it a spell, or you just call it a spell because of your World of Warcraft background?
Well, yeah, it's a spell, a key, or whatever.
I got you.
Whatever you call it. Ability.
Well, when you say spell, I'm thinking of that guy that floats around. There are some witch type people.
Well, he is
Overwatch.
He is kind of like the chick Moira, the one with the balls. Okay. He's kind of like her in a way.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Similar to that. But what's caught everyone's attention is the fact that this guy is armored to the T from head to toe, in awesome looking armor, and then for some reason his feet are just uncovered.
Wait, time out.
What?
You just lied to all of us.
What? What'd I say?
You said he's armored from head to toe.
Oh.
And then you said his feet have no armor.
He's armored
from head to ankle.
Head to ankle.
Mid-calf.
Well, his foot has some wraps on it too. We got to give him.
Oh, okay. Just no armor.
Give him some credit. Yeah.
I got you. He likes to feel the earth.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because he grabs the chunks of the earth and he uses elements.
Yep.
And so he's like getting energy from the earth. That's what it is.
Well, I'm just saying, the guy got all this gear on, he forgot his shoes. So, anyway, yeah. So
he likes to be one with the universe.
Yeah, so the community's like basically freaking out, laughing, making memes, related to him not having shoes. And so I was going to throw this image up here real quick for the video listeners, if I can.
Gotcha.
Get it turned on. There you go. This chick, Janine Frank, posted on her Instagram. She said, "There, I fixed Sigma's feet. You're welcome." And she put some little like nurse shoes on them. Let's see if I can make that big. There we go. Yeah. So there you go. There's Sigma for you guys. That's funny though. Yeah. Anyway, so the community's having a lot of fun with him. I figured I'd throw that in there. I thought that was hilarious. I love that kind of stuff. Anyway, that pretty much about does it for the news this week, guys. There wasn't a lot this week. We're just waiting on some big releases to come out to let you know what's going on out there. I know we'll be having Gamescom coming up here shortly, and then I think after that we'll be covering BlizzCon as well.
Okay.
So, and then also just check out all the Super Mario Maker streams. They're good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Getting good.
So, have you seen that one with all the little fire dillies that are flying around? At the little
Like
fire.
on the chain?
Yeah, the little fire chains. Oh my gosh, I can't. The fact that somebody can play that and not die is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, so that concludes the news for the week.
Next, we're going to be rolling into, I don't even remember the name of the section or segment that is gadgets and gifts. What is it called?
That's because you just said it.
It is called gadgets and gifts?
Yes, it is called gadgets and gifts.
Do we have a transition for that?
Wow, we do. I see where you're going with that.
Seems like we haven't done it for a minute. Oh, you forgot my transition again. Just like last week.
No.
That's the look on your face. The look on your face.
Nah, I got it. We're solid, guys. All right, switching to the transition. All right, Ryan, hit it up, brother.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to bring it to you guys in two kind of separate segments, if that makes sense. Not really segments, but I'm going to talk just a little bit about some gaming gear that I thought was interesting. And then I'm going to talk about some baby stuff, since our boy Rhett just got birthed out of the birth canal. Going to talk to you about some do's and don'ts, things you might need, things you don't need. They're all going to be kind of funny.
Yeah.
But some of them are actually good gadgets this time. They're weird, but probably worth having. But something you might not have thought about. In the gaming side, I'm going to start off with two really small gadgets that, I wish I had back in my console days. I don't play console much anymore. I may get back into console, or I may have some games on PC that I play with console controllers as I get more and more back into gaming right now. And so one that I never thought about having is a joystick cover. It's just a little rubber grip that's got a little softness to it, a little silicone to it, that wraps around your little nubs on your joysticks. And the reviews on it are great. It's $4.99 for a set of them. And I think that comes with 4. There's 2 colors. You can get whatever. And there's all 500 different brands of these things out there, guys. This is just the one I happen to be looking at. But, you've been playing some Call of Duty, and you're hot and sweating. And sitting there, or your fingers are a little greasy because you ate a little wing, or some hot Cheetos in between, something like that.
Or in Ryan's case, you have them big old chubby thumbs, and they just don't quite fit on them little joysticks just right.
Yeah. And so your fingers kind of pop off the edge sometimes when you're doing some quick movements.
Exactly.
Well, this should save you from that. The reviews on it are really good. They say that it's not just a gimmick; it really makes a big difference in how your fingers grip. And actually, a lot of people say they'll use their regular, controller until it starts to get a little greasy from a long game of playing, long night of playing, and then add these on so they're fresh and clean.
Okay.
And then you get some more time out of it rather than, because the newer controllers, they're pretty grippy already. The little joysticks are pretty nice. So I thought that was a cool little add-on gift that was really inexpensive.
Yeah.
And then the other one here was trigger stops. These are basically like triggers. From my understanding, when I'm looking here, they clip on over the triggers you already have.
Okay.
Causing you to be able to a little bit faster, make it like a little bit more
little,
sensitive.
A little less distance for your fingers to go.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
So it says they're easy removable tips. It says they increase leverage, which is what we're talking about.
Right.
And then they've got a rocker pad on the bottom edge of them, so they'll actually kind of they'll tip, and so you can. It says it's supposed to speed up your trigger. And then there's a trigger stopper, basically, so you can adjust that. So say you like to only pull your trigger a tiny bit, then it'll be in. You get what I'm saying? Or you can adjust the trigger stopper and it'll allow you a little bit more, however you like your feel to be.
So it keeps it to where it won't go past a certain point depending on your preference.
Right.
Okay.
So
that's kind of cool.
Pretty cool. That brand is $19.99 on Amazon.
See, that's just some little geniuses somewhere just coming up with little ideas. Like they were playing a game in college and was like, "What the heck, man?" And then they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna develop this and make some money."
Now, if trigger stoppers and what do you call it, joystick pads aren't enough to up your game, and you really want to get serious, this little doodad is getting huge reviews, and people are just loving it. It's called the Razer Hydra. Okay. This is a I don't know. I should have probably had you pull this up, but if you guys don't know what it is, it's a controller.
The Razer Hydra?
Yeah, it's a controller, and basically, instead of having one controller that fits in your hand, right? It's two controllers, kind of like Joy-Cons, right? Or like, you use them for the PlayStation, the wands, so it's picking up your actual position and stuff like that. These are separate, so you can use them like if you were using different guns, I'm guessing is what that's for. I'm not exactly sure, but it's got a little base that sits in the middle, and you'll see when Clint pulls it up. There's a base that sits in the middle, and this whole thing actually is connected to this base through a magnetic motion system. So this base has a magnetic field that it's putting out, and it actually registers exactly where your wands are while you're using them. So it's the most sensitive, most precise position controller that's ever been so far, is what they say. I can't hear you right now, Clint. I think you muted yourself a minute ago. And so it's super low latency, and it's super responsive for sensitive situations.
And this works on PC?
Yeah, this just works on PC.
Okay, is it PC only, or did it say if it goes to console?
Let's see here real quick. It says for PC.
Okay.
I mean, on the actual Hydra deal. I'm sure there's guys out there that can make it work for whatever. Because you use keyboard or mouse or whatever you want.
Looks like it's definitely something that probably works with VR too. Like it's kind of that VR feel to it. Look to it.
Now, some of the games that I saw that a lot of people are that they say it's good for are games like Left 4 Dead, Half-Life. And so for me, right offhand, I'm thinking, well, what areas of Left 4 Dead and Half-Life are so sensitive for your position to be exact? I don't know for sure. I noticed my camera's cutting out or doing something weird, but are you hearing me fine?
Yeah, we hear you good.
Okay, cool.
It's just Skype being Skype.
Oh, you know what? I keep messing with my deal. It could actually be the camera, not my headset turning Skype off. Could be something with my camera. Anyway, it's too late now. And so, I don't know. Everybody who's using it saying it's great. They say it's super low latency and the precision for games where it matters and where it's real tight on time for survival. This controller is freaking sweet. So, and that's surprising because it's coming from PC users. And so I'd like to see some deeper reviews in the future comparing it. Okay, is it faster and more sensitive than mouse and keyboard? Is that what you're saying? Or you're saying it's a lot better than any other controller?
Than just plugging in your local controller, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't know if...
It does look nice, but if it's really set up in that motion type of a thing, there's not that many games that use that motion type of a setup, tilt and things like that, driving, things like that do, but...
well, I guess, but like
I don't know if you feel comfortable setting that down on your lap or how
like
that works.
the PUBG, I guess you kind of tilt, like if you're tilting around corners and things like that. But
yeah, that's true.
PUBG does it. I don't think Fortnite does it.
I definitely want to look into this one more.
Or like Daisy. Daisy would be one that does it. The tilt.
That's true.
So I guess it just depends on how realistic of a shooter you play.
Right.
If you're really into the very realistic looking around corners. I think Rainbow Six. I don't know if the new Rainbow Six does it, but I think the Rainbow Six, the old one.
It's more common for sure. even like the new Gears that's coming out,
Right.
it's set up with all that. It's real big on
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
And so I think between this episode and next episode, I'll watch some videos of people using it, kind of see what's the purpose of this thing. You know what I mean? What's its niche, if that makes sense? And I'll bring that and kind of just throw it in there next week too.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's definitely a big gadget right now.
Nice.
And then another big mouse that's kind of making waves, which, to be honest, my preference looking at it, I don't think it's my thing. But if you're into like a really rugged looking beast of a mouse, it's called a Cyborg MMO7. And it does have all kinds of functions on it. It's got here, let me read this real quick. It says, if you're looking for a hardcore gaming mouse, few would be more rugged looking than this one. It features a wide array of programmability for mode shifts, game commands, plus a 5D button for quick access to commands using your thumb. Not only that, it has backlights for the buttons. Oh well, yeah, you see that on most of your gaming controllers right now. But I wonder why this one's getting such high reviews. Also, a little bit just because most of your big gaming mouse or mice, it is wired, right? So it's going to be the most sensitive. But most of them have more than 5 controls on them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This does have it has your 5 buttons, and then it has like a little, like another scroll on the left side. Yeah. Little wheel on there.
See that not just your
top
video,
scroll.
That little orange one to the right?
I wonder if that's for something very specific or what. But clearly, it's designed for your MMO, kind of where you've got a lot of different commands and things like that to do. I do like the one button that's right there to the left of your left click. So it's not all thumb control. It's got another one right there by your left click. That's interesting. So and it's got one on the outside right edge, if you see it in the picture. You're showing the video there. Yeah. See the outside right edge even has buttons. And so it's kind of it's not just your normal 2 buttons with a bunch on the side for your thumb. It's much more multi-positional. So I would say it's probably got more than 5 buttons total, because I see 5 just on that left edge. Then you've got the one on the top left, then the one on the top right. Then you got that scroll. And so, yeah. Interesting looking mouse.
Yeah, it looks different. Definitely different.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe that's what maybe that's kind of the selling for is, hey, it's different. So,
right. Yep. Yeah. And I saw some other gear from Cyborg. They're kind of a growing company, and they are purposefully styling stuff different, which is the name Cyborg, I guess. That's their brand.
Right. The very robotic look.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so that's what I've got for gaming gear right now.
Cool.
I do want to let you guys know a quick little story before I jump into the baby stuff, because why do you guys got a gaming podcast, your Delirious Dad's gaming podcast, you guys talk about baby stuff or baby gadgets, or even we've done dog gadgets, right? Animal gadgets and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've done dog gadgets before.
Because it's about being family and it's about fun. We also do cooking. We do some other things like that too. Gaming is what is our main audience here, but with Rhett being born, I figured I'd do baby stuff. And that kind of just reminds me of what married life is about, and some of the things that happen in, life with kids. Not that everybody with kids is married, but relationship life.
Yeah.
And for me,
kids cause my relationship.
And Clint, he mentioned that yesterday was my anniversary. So I'll give you guys a little anniversary story.
Wait, I want to guess. You got your wife a Cyborg mouse for her anniversary.
No, I did not.
Darn.
I would have got schmacked. But it is kind of along those lines.
Ooh,
not gaming, but if I got my wife a Cyborg mouse, would you say that I got it for her or I got it for me?
You inadvertently got it for yourself.
Yeah, that's what I did. So the story goes down like this.
Nice.
Sunday, we're on our way to lunch and meeting with everybody from church. And I say, let's leave early because I want to go by Ross and pick up some clothes because I freaking look like a bum. Like I was getting in my closet and I was like, I don't have, all my shirts have like stains on the belly nowadays. And my clothes, my shorts have like pin stains where the inks come through or a little tear here or there. So I'm literally down to like one pair of shorts that the buttons broke on, like cargo shorts, old cargo shorts that aren't too damaged. Yeah. And I got one pair of nice shorts that aren't stained or damaged or anything. Then that's it for like regular wear for summertime.
And you're done at that
other than swim shorts and stuff like that. Yep.
Right.
And so then shirt wise, I think I've got like maybe 2 shirts that are like, yeah, that looks nice. The other ones are like, you think anybody will notice that stain? You know, that's
Think I
kind
get
of
away with it?
that's the,
Is it far
yeah.
enough into the crotch that no one's gonna look? You know that one.
Oh yeah. And so that's the dad life. You know what I mean? It
Yes.
happens. So Sunday, I'm like, okay, let's hit the Ross on the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sunday's not our anniversary. Monday is. Anyway, so I'm going to try to make the story quick.
You're good.
I go into Ross. I know going in, I'm spending way more than my wife wants me to spend because our money's tight because we're doing this remodel and everything. But I'm like,
Right.
I'm tired of not having good clothes. So I'm going to give me some. Ross is the place to go. If you want, like, I'm the Walmart guy, but if I want to feel fancy, I go to Ross. Because,
Now
you get you like.
you might know this being from Cali. Is Ross like big, like in the sense of do they reach all the way out to Cali, or is that
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
a Midwest thing?
Yeah, Ross is out in Cali.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and Ross is like what do you call it? Good brands, right? And it all
Mhm.
depends on what Ross you go to. It's not like every Ross has all the same brands, right?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
always gonna see Nike and Puma and
That kind of stuff.
what do you call it? What's the
Yeah.
one with the riding horse? Polo.
Polo.
You're always gonna
Polo.
see. Yeah, you're always those are always at all the Rosses, but some
Hey,
of them are gonna have stuff from like
quick little
Anchor Blue or yeah, go for it.
quick little interjection. I have some nice collared shirts that I wear that Ryan
Mm-hmm.
calls my old man dad look.
Oh yeah,
And then he makes fun of me because he's like, bro, they're not even real polos. Like, there's one I
yeah.
got that's it's got a symbol, but it's not a polo. And so I just want to let everybody know that he's a snob and makes fun of me for how I look. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem. Anyways, I make fun of myself for how I look. That's why I was at Ross. So I was going to Ross. They have good clothes. You get yourself like some $60 pair of shorts for $15.
Mm-hmm.
$50 shirts, which I don't even ever buy $50 shirts. I'll punch somebody in the mouth and try to sell me a $50 T-shirt. But you get a $50 T-shirt at Ross for like $7. You know,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
not bad.
brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so not bad. $7 is less than Walmart. Grow up over there. Anyways, I'm going in to Ross and I'm like, I'm about to drop like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm gonna drop like $80.
Yeah.
Wife's gonna be pissed, but I'm gonna get me, a bunch of shirts,
I'm gonna do it upright.
maybe a pair or two of shorts, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
be good for the summer. And so, anyways, usually I struggle to find 2-3 shirts that I like that fit
Mhm.
right because I'm a big dude.
Right.
For some reason, this Ross was my Ross. They didn't have very many shorts. I found one pair of shorts, which if you guys don't know, nowadays they've been making like stretchy shorts. So I buy shorts that look like normal cargo shorts, but they're like pajamas. They're
Mhm.
super comfortable. So that's what I bought. They're awesome. But I found like literally 20 shirts
Wow.
that all looked good, that I liked them all, and I went and tried them on. I think I ended up getting like 8 shirts.
Nice.
I had 11, and when I
Mhm.
went to the register, I was like, I think it's gonna bust
I'll
over 100.
throw 2 out.
So I set some out,
Nice.
and then I had to take a couple more out because it was still over 100, and I didn't want to go over 100.
Yeah.
So, anyways, spent $100, got like 8 shirts and a pair of shorts. You can't do that anywhere, especially nice stuff.
Yeah.
You know. So as I walk out of the store, I shove everything down. Like I noticed, I got this huge bag. My wife's gonna know how much stuff I got. It's usually me getting onto her,
You're right.
and I like squeeze all the air out of the bag to make it look like a small bag. You know?
Give the
Anyways.
illusion of it's not that much. It's not that
Yeah.
much.
Anyways, she knew exactly what I did. So I got in the car, showed her everything. Was like, hey, we can return stuff if I need to, but for right now, I feel good. I feel fresh. I feel like I got a whole new wardrobe. You know.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll keep the receipt. So, and that's part of a dad life too. You got to keep the receipt, people. You know
Like,
what I mean?
I'm gonna go to this dinner. I'm keeping the tag on, and tomorrow it's going back.
Yep. If it's not stained.
Don't get the mustard on it.
Yeah. And so, anyways,
that's called dad on a budget, guys. Dad on a budget.
The next day is anniversary day. Okay, so she's like, "Well, do we have any plans for our anniversary?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course. 13 years, been married forever.
Yeah.
I got married young pup." But I said, "Yeah, we got plans for our anniversary."
Mm-hmm.
And she starts talking about how you're not working, are you? And I'm thinking, well, yeah, because I'm doing the remodel, so I think I'm supposed to work. Like I'm behind. I want to take a day off, but I don't want to. Thought I wasn't allowed to. So I was like, yeah, if you want me off, I'll take off. And so she's like, okay, well, what are we doing? And I kind of tell her, so, well, we're going to go out to dinner and maybe a movie, nothing crazy. And I could see it's kind of like a little bit of disappointment.
No.
Like, not like disappointed in what we're doing, but more like.
Was she like searching for like you already had a plan and just didn't tell her, or?
No, like, are you going to get me anything? because it's our anniversary.
Okay.
So I kind of plugged at her and was like, "What, are you wanting something more than the movie and whatever?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, I don't know, maybe something else. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how it went. Anyways, I said, well, I mean, I bought you $100 worth of clothes."
No.
She said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "You think I look nice for me? I'm a guy. I don't care. So everything I bought yesterday was really for you.
Okay.
I mean, when you look nice, I'm turned on. When you look nice, I'm excited and I like it.
Right.
So you buy clothes for me, and I bought clothes for you yesterday." And I'm like real serious kind of about it. And she's like, "No, that's not how it works." We're still sitting there at our friend's house. So she hollers at one of the friends. "He's saying all the clothes he bought yesterday were for me." And they were like, "No." And I was like, "Hold on a minute. How come anniversary always seems to be kind of like Valentine's Day? Like it's about her. Is the anniversary about both of us?"
It's never equally distributed. We go to their movie.
Yeah.
I might get to pick out where we eat, but that's about it.
Right.
The
And
extent of what
really,
we're
you're
eating.
picking the thing she wants.
Yeah.
For her.
You still do the runaround, like,
Right,
I don't want Mexican food. I'm more in the mood for seafood. Okay, well, I guess.
So I'm like, yeah, with the money I spent on the clothes yesterday, which really is good for you, and you do like to see me look nice, don't you?
Yeah.
So she's kind of backpedaling. Yeah, I do. I love seeing you.
Right. Then you start interjecting
okay.
yeah, I like that little guilt trip.
Yeah.
That's
good.
good.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, And so it all ends up, and I think we're good. That's how it goes as a guy. You're like, hey, got me a little win.
Yeah.
Next day, I paid $100 to have her hair done.
Oh,
That's how it goes.
He paid the ultimate price.
Really win. You just thought you won.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She didn't.
Go ahead,
she didn't make me, and she didn't guilt me into it because I spent money, so we could spend money on her.
Yeah.
But she's been wanting her hair done for a long time, and
she
she's
definitely
pregnant.
threw it out there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And she's feeling, you're not feeling so attractive and all that stuff when you're pregnant.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah. And she had her hair torched last time she had it done, like ruined, where it was breaking and stuff when it was bleached, and so she was nervous, but it went good. Her hair looks great. Awesome. I got new clothes, so we're feeling good. We had a great anniversary.
That's
went out
good.
to dinner.
That's good.
Yeah. But it was a good story.
Yeah, Ryan contacts me and he's like, "Oh, go ahead."
Moral of the story, guys: don't buy yourself something for her.
Yep.
If you're serious, because you're going to end up buying her something for her anyway. So,
yeah,
I wasn't serious. It was a joke.
It. Yeah, we get it. We know you try to be a good husband. We get it.
Gotta be.
Oh my gosh, that brings me up to not really a spending thing, but more of a gaming thing with my daughter. When we play games, now that we have the baby, we've really been on Claire about you need to learn to use your inside voice. She gets excited and screams. Like
a little rowdy.
Yesterday we were headed up. Since we didn't do the podcast, I was like, well, let's go up to the mall and we'll go to the Disney store and look at what they have there to see if Claire can pick out something for her birthday that's coming up Saturday. And so we did that. And so on the way, we were talking about our birthday. And Claire's going to do a superhero birthday. And so I was talking about the items that might be at the party. And she got excited and does the like the little girl scream at the top of her lungs, and then all of a sudden you hear the baby just a super real, just crying. Yep. Scares Annalise. Annalise scares Claire. We're trying to calm both of them down. You got two kids crying and screaming. It was great. So we've been doing this whole, we need to keep it down. Well, the other day, it was within the last week or so, I believe. I was playing Overwatch with my brother-in-law and another friend, and we're in competitive. You know how competitive matches go, Ryan. And that game's so loud anyway, and so it fast paced. It's so back and forth. So you're just you're freaking out, and so I'm killing people like, yeah, that's what you get. Eat it, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Claire runs into. I'm in the back closet now, guys. And so Claire runs through the closet door. Dada! I said, what? You shut up your mouth. I said, what? She said,
the way you said it is her.
Yeah. She said,
if you guys knew Claire, that was good.
She said, stop being mad. I said, Claire, I'm not mad. You're not? I said, no. Daddy's excited. I said, so I'm yelling at the people we're fighting in this game. And we're winning.
That's
so I'm excited. oh, and then she goes, shh, you too loud. You wake up Annalise. You know.
Shut up your mouth.
Shut up your mouth.
I love it.
And then and so she's continued this thing of the other day I was talking to her mother and she came up and she puts her little index finger right on my lips and shh, no, you be quiet. You stop. No, Dada. Shut up. No. And I'm like, no, you don't talk to me that way. But yeah, so that's what Claire's.
It's one of
doing.
those things like, obviously your daughter or your son or whatever, you don't want them saying shut up because it's rude.
Right.
And I don't say shut up.
Yeah.
Like I don't say shut up to my wife or to my daughter unless I'm joking and we're being funny or something. Right? I mean, and then even still not then because I'm scared she's going to pick up on it.
Right.
But then when your kid says it, hey, shut up, Dada. It's funny. It's funny.
It is. I have to turn my face. Like I don't want you to see me laugh because you're going to get me.
It's like you're at dinner and your kid farts. Everything in you has taught the kid not to fart at dinner. But when they fart, it's funny.
Yes.
There's nothing you can do about it. Yep. So you have to hide your face because then they're just going to enjoy it and then be like, oh, yeah, that worked. Next time I'm
going to get him with that every time. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, yeah. So Claire, but I just thought it was so hilarious that Claire thought I was actually mad. And in here just yelling because I was angry, and I wasn't. I was excited.
Shut up your mouth.
Shut up your mouth, Dad.
That's a T-shirt.
Yeah.
If we were big enough, guys. If we had enough fans out there, that would be a T-shirt.
Hey, we're getting them. We're getting them. Everybody's everybody's gonna get a piece of the pie one day. You know, the Delirious Dad sauce.
All right, guys. So we're not running out of time, but I think we're perfect on time. I'm gonna roll over to the kiddos stuff. Okay, some of these gifts are no go, and I'm gonna give you the green light or red light on it.
You said that like you were Trump. I like that. A no go. Okay. It's a no go. No go.
And some of them are gonna get a green light, and some are gonna get a red light.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what they are. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be epic.
Shoot straight with me, partner.
All right. First, this one's called Clean Hands Changing Pad. Okay.
Okay.
It's a changing pad like you've seen all the time, with a dog cone built into it. You say, what do you mean a dog cone built into it? You know the cone that goes around a dog's neck to keep him from like getting his, biting his stuff when he's been hurt or has had surgery or anything like that, right? Can't hear you, Clint. I need your impact and end.
I'm sorry.
There we go.
I was typing. I didn't want people to have to hear me typing.
People can hear you typing. It's okay. Anyways, this is...
Okay, go ahead.
This is a pad that the top part of the pad has little wings that wrap up into a cone around the baby's belly. Basically, if you heard me in the beginning say, time to get those fingers poopy or not, at the intro of the show, that's actually connected to two different products. This is the first one I was thinking of.
Okay.
This blocks the kid from reaching down and touching his privates or her privates or her poop, which if you've ever had a kid, when you take the diaper off, is the first thing they do.
Oh, yeah.
They want to reach down and see what the heck is down there because they're always covered up.
Yeah.
So they want to know what's up down there. What are you guys doing? You're touching down there? I want to touch down there. Let's do a little poop party. You know
or they want to get the poops out. I've been told that. I need to get the poops out.
Yep, no, try to grab them.
Yeah, you don't need to get the poops out.
Yep. And so this is like it makes like a little cone, like a little shield. Yeah. You wrap around the baby. It's not just around its head, which would be weird, like I said about the dog thing.
Right.
But it's around the body. It's kind of one of those products when you first hear about it, you go, what? Come on. And then as soon as you see it, you go, oh, yes. Yes, please. That's a green light go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that
one. But it is cool. It's unique. It's different.
Now, does it come in different colors other than just the gold, or could you tell based on what they have?
Yeah. On Amazon, they have it on there. They got a gray version, one that's like navy blue. A couple different versions on Amazon. It's got good ratings on there, 4.5 stars out of 340 reviews on Amazon. Right. So
that little girl in the video was kind of like Sigma, had the little cone around her, wrapped up, and no shoes on. So there you go.
How much is it? Let me see here, guys. It's $28.
That's not bad.
$28 with free shipping. Yeah, it's a little high for a changing pad. Most people spend $10 or $15 probably, but then you got poopy fingers, so you only buy that once.
Yeah.
You're right.
Poopy fingers are the worst.
All right, item number 2, guys. This one, come on. Seriously, I don't understand this one. It's called Baby Bum Brush.
Baby bum brush. Okay.
Baby Bum Brush.
Okay.
Okay. You're thinking, why do you need a baby bum brush? This is a silicone, flexible, looks like a spatula, like you cook with, right? You use, to scrape out the bowl when you make and whip up some dessert. And you're pouring the cake batter. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
It's made for spreading diaper rash cream.
Okay.
In my opinion, no. That's a no. Do you really need? I mean, it's crazy that people even come up with these products. You have fingers, don't you?
There's someone out there that just hates diaper rash cream, right?
Yeah, I guess you just hate getting it on your fingers, right?
Maybe. Or I guess if someone was allergic to it, maybe that'd be a good product for someone that's allergic.
If you were allergic to it, then you probably wouldn't be putting it on your baby because they have your genetics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So here's my first reaction was, come on, use your fingers. You wipe the baby cream on. Even getting it up in the cracks, you can use a wand to do that. Seems like you're just going to put it on real thick. It's going to be real. It's a weird shape, even. Like, I mean, it makes sense. Unless it's really flexible that it like folds into the cracks, which it might be. I don't know.
It looks a little flexible here, but not super flexible.
I jump on Amazon because I'm thinking for sure people are going to be with me. Like, really, we all have 10 fingers. Just use them. No, I'm very, very wrong. This thing has a 5-star review with 1,000 reviews.
Wow.
And everybody on here is just raving about how amazing it is to not get baby oil or baby rash stuff on your fingers because it's oily and greasy. And you got to wash your hands. You're washing your hands anyways because you got poop on your fingers. So I don't really understand that. But that's what everybody's saying. They say, oh, it spreads. There's a bunch of reviews here that say it spreads it so smooth. Look, let's read this one real quick. Freaking amazing. When I first saw this, I thought how ridiculous, like me. It says someone would buy a product and its only purpose is to wipe butt cream on a baby's booty. That doesn't make sense. But the first time I used it, you wonder why you never had it before. So I guess it's just an awesome product.
Okay.
It says not only are you, I can't even read, guys. Not only are your hands kept clean, you don't have to awkwardly fumble around with 3 fingers trying to grab stuff while you still got cream on your fingers.
Okay.
And it puts it on in such a smooth, even layer that it's awesome for dealing with butt rash. Which, if you're new to the baby world and you're having a baby, like Hunter just had Rhett, butt rash is serious. It happens all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I can tell you guys
it happens
this right
quick
now.
too sometimes. Like
all the diaper rash cream that's out there, I tried all of them.
They didn't work for you.
And what works is called the brand is called Boudreaux butt paste. Boudreaux butt paste. Trust me, you'll waste your time using everything else. As soon as you use Boudreaux butt paste, it's over. It's like, whoa. Fixes it.
We did one. What was it called? It was like a petroleum jelly type paste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of like A&D.
Yeah, and you just and it was very greasy, kind of. And you mix it with a little bit of, you put that on there plus a little bit of powder, a little talcum powder, and it would just clear it right up within an hour. So it worked. It's probably same kind of deal, probably less chemically.
This stuff here is much more kind of like a smooth, creamy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different.
Okay.
But it's not even white. It's like,
ours was like
if you
yellow.
were first. Yeah, this is almost like a tan color. Because it's not clear. Yeah. Anywho, yeah.
I can't remember.
Check it
for
out.
the life of me, I can't remember the name of what we used.
You're gonna need butt cream. Trust me. Whatever brand you end up finding, you need it.
Especially
your kid's gonna get diaper rash.
on them days when they have the diarrhea and they're just tearing up their skin. That's rough.
It's all bad. You can't avoid it.
Nope.
Okay, this one is stupid. It's retarded. Okay, I'll just tell you that before. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say retarded. Forgive me for that, guys. The brand is Burberry, which is a big brand, and if you know, what do you call it? High-end perfumes and colognes. Burberry makes them. This is Burberry. They have a line called Burberry Touch for him and Touch for her, right? This is Burberry Baby Touch.
What?
Yes.
Cologne for your baby?
Perfume for your baby.
Wow.
Which is crazy because the smell of a baby is like the best smell that's ever existed.
Yeah.
Other than when they're poopy. Like when they're not poopy, a baby smells amazing.
Yeah.
Like people would pay millions of dollars if you could sell them
that baby smell.
The baby smell. And then you're going to sell a perfume because you don't like the baby smell. You're not a mom or dad. I'm just gonna go out there and say, if you don't like the smell of the baby, then you don't really need to have one.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So, let's also look at the price on this, guys, just so
Okay.
you guys know I'm not crazy. $126.
Wow. Wow.
$126
On something
for
you don't even know
baby
how it's going to
perfume.
affect your kid. You're going to
Oh
spray it
my
on your
gosh.
kid, and they're going to have
Yeah.
an asthma attack. You're going to be in the ER, and you're going to pay $100 and how much?
126.
$126 plus your ER visit bill. Enjoy
Right.
that, guys. No, that's obviously worst case scenario, but
Right. Yeah.
golly, that's
Next
steep.
one. Speaking of baby butt rash, we have the baby butt fan.
Okay.
It's literally a fan to sit there and blow on your baby's butt, so you don't have
Keep
to.
it nice and cool.
Guys,
I need a
if you've ever
daddy
changed
butt
it-
fan.
yeah, if you've ever changed a baby though, you know the baby doesn't like to sit still. You're not gonna just lay it
definitely
there with
not.
his legs spread eagle and a freaking fan just blowing away, and the
Yeah.
baby's gonna sit there. No, that means you get to sit there and fight the baby for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Just let the baby go commando. You know, put him in
And
put
if
him in
you
the
have
area where
and if you
if
have
he
a
has an
baby
accident,
boy,
it's okay.
if you have a baby boy and he's kicking in the fan, I mean, things can get
Oh yeah,
attacked.
it's over.
It's
over.
just golly, people.
Things can get attacked. Yeah,
Is
baby
it metal?
butt fan.
It's obviously probably not metal. It's like a
I
a
actually
foam.
couldn't find. It's probably such a bad idea that they're like, I can't find them now.
It's like, hey, let's put this circulating fan right next to your kid's genitalia.
It's probably literally one of them little foam bladed fans that you
It would have to
like
be,
with
right?
the spritzer that you get
Yeah.
at like the state fair. That's what it
It
is.
have to be.
probably.
It couldn't be plastic or, none of that jazz.
All right, here's the next one. It's made by Baby Bum also, which is the ones who made the spreader,
Yeah.
the cream spreader.
Okay.
This is a Baby Bum diaper changing glove sack. Yes.
Glove
you heard me.
sack. Okay.
So it's a glove, and you change your diaper with the glove on because you don't want to touch the poop.
Okay.
And then, and just like the wand, you don't want to touch the cream. So this is
Uh-huh.
like, you don't really want to be a parent, in my opinion. And then you're going to be taking this, you clean the baby. Then when you get the diaper done and rolled up, you grab it and you flip the glove inside out. That's your bag for the diaper.
Hey, that's
and then
not
you tie
bad.
the top on it.
That's not
It's
bad.
a cool sounding idea.
Oh, okay, but in reality,
I'm sitting here thinking in my head, I don't how do you explain this until you have a baby? Your hands and your body needs to be fast. It needs to be sensitive, right?
Yeah.
You need to know exactly what you're doing, what you're touching, and you need to be able to baby catching hands fast when she rolls off the deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't feel comfortable having a big plastic bag over my hand. I feel like somehow I'm jeopardizing the safety, and I'm not going to do things right. And have you ever tried to
Like it gets in the
imagine
way
finger
of
painting?
having to do.
Imagine finger painting with a glove on. How weird that would be, and how
Mhm.
awkward. But I guess if you're using the Baby Bum
Yeah.
spreader, then all you're doing is wiping with a glove on, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you use the spreader, and maybe I don't know.
And
It's a popular
not
thing.
everybody's okay with poop like you, right?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me as much.
Like that video
saw
of
that
that one
video you
dude on
shared of-
Facebook.
yeah.
Yeah. The
Oh, yeah.
there's this guy,
That's
his
funny.
wife. He's in there trying to power through and change his daughter a poopy diaper, and you hear him. The wife's filming him on the cell phone. He's going.
Mhm. Oh yeah, he's not joking either. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's
serious.
the real deal. But hey,
Yep.
he didn't have the glove, and he powered through like a man.
Mhm.
He may have wanted to blow chunks, but
I will say I'm a big appreciator. I'm appreciative
for sure.
of like cool inventions,
Mhm.
cunning inventions and things like that. I'm kind of an inventor wannabe myself, and I think the design and idea here is great. I just don't think it would work well for me, but I think they made a lot of money. That's for sure.
They did something right.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I mean, I probably wouldn't go through all that to use a glove unless it was just a really bad one.
Right.
Unless there was
It's
just
kinda
poop
a lot.
everywhere. Yeah. So, that'd be. I don't know though. There's just days, man. Like we had one real bad a couple weeks back that it just ran all onto the carpet, and it was just like, oh.
Really?
But that's a toddler diaper, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's different from newborn up to
Right.
about a year. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
once they start eating the human foods, when it's starting to get like, oh, that's rough.
Yeah, I really
You
want
know?
to not be changing the diaper after that point. Yeah,
Yeah,
it gets
it's
way
like
worse.
when
Like the early tar poop is bad,
Yeah.
but that toddler poop stinks way worse.
Oh yeah.
For
Just,
sure.
it's like, when are you going to get this down, kid? Because I'm tired of changing this nasty corn infested poo.
Mm-hmm. All right. If you're into fashion, right, and a lot of moms are, they like really cute outfits.
Yeah.
A lot of moms overspend on their babies because when they're babies, they only wear stuff for like 2 weeks and then they outgrow it.
Yeah.
So everything looks brand new, so you might as well buy it used. But a lot of moms don't. They're out there buying,
the best of the best, baby.
Yeah. What is it? Not Old Navy. Old Navy's kind of cheap, but like I think Gap.
Gap, Baby Gap, and all that.
Baby Gap and different stuff like that. Anyways, this is even more high end than that. If that's not fancy enough for you, this is Delirious is the brand.
Delirious.
These are baby high heels because your baby needs those. Even though they're not walking.
Baby high heels.
Shoes. Yes.
Oh my god.
And cute shoes. There's so many cute shoes for babies. I don't understand why you would need a shoe with the heel on it
it's
for
just
a baby
dangerous.
that doesn't walk.
It's dangerous.
Doesn't make any
take
sense.
itself out with a high heel. High heel to the throat. Okay, go ahead.
And just so you know, these shoes are proud of themselves. They range from $69 to $89.
Oh my god.
For newborn baby high heels.
No.
Yes. Crazy. They're gonna dip that high heel.
That's more than a can of formula. That's more than a can of
What?
formula to feed your baby.
Way more than a can of formula. What do you mean?
Oh my god.
Well, there's a knockoff brand out there called Pee Wee Pumps, which is a better name in all reality.
I love it. Pee Wee Herman would be proud. Remember when he had the little pumps in that one movie?
It's a lot
in
better.
The biker bar?
I do. A lot better name and branding. And theirs are only $35, which is still ridiculous. But they know if they come in at $35 when the other guys are $80, you're good.
They're just going to cut them, yeah. For the people like us who don't have all the money to throw at the $70 ones.
Oh, Pee Wee Pumps. They do have one here that's like velvet red. It's a real high-end looking one with cheetah print inside. These are all like really adult-looking shoes, too. It's kind of weird.
Oh, my goodness.
But they're $49 for that one. So.
You know what this is, guys? You know what this is? This is adult women playing dolls with their baby. That's what this is.
That's exactly what it is.
This is expensive doll items used on children. So
okay, now this one, I'll leave this one. You can tell me what you think about this one, Clint.
Okay, I'll let you know.
This one's called Baby Bangs Hairband.
Baby Bangs Hairband?
It's literally a hairband, like the plastic ones that go on, right? With hair made into it, so it looks like your baby has hair. Has bangs.
We could have used that for Claire, but she was completely bald like the entire time. Like she just started getting hair at like almost 2. Finally, she's starting to get some stringy blonde hair.
Would you have actually bought your baby a wig? Because literally, that's what you're doing.
No, I wouldn't.
No, it sounds funny. It'd be like I give it to you for a gag gift because you have a bald baby.
Right.
That's something I would do to you.
Yeah.
That is not something that people. I mean, I think especially
babies
girls,
aren't self-conscious. Right? Babies aren't self-conscious, so they don't need a wig.
That's what I was about to say. Girls, especially, are already pushed into that image thing at a very young age. They got to worry about what they look like and what they have and what they don't have. And you're going to train them that their hair is not good enough when they're babies, when they're newborns.
Yeah. You're going to start a complex now.
Yeah,
I don't know. Our kid's into the Incredible Hulk right now, and she's a chick.
Nice.
She's a girl. So
like
the kids at church and school and things, like we talk about it. There's a little boy at our church. And I was asking him, he's coming to the party. And I said, "Are you getting Claire a superhero or something?" He goes, "No, that's a boy's toy. Claire's a girl." And immediately I was like, "Well, you could buy her a girl superhero."
Right.
But yeah, because Claire doesn't see it that way. It's like, I'm the
those
Hulk.
old stereotypes. Yeah, because they don't care. They don't know the difference. Anywho, next, I think I'm almost done here. Next is a bath thermometer. This one specifically is like a little turtle that floats in the bath, and he's got a little thermometer gauge on top that tells you how hot the water is. Use your hand.
I was just about to say.
Very
use
simple.
Your hand.
Yeah. What if this thing breaks?
Use a little tidbit, guys. Use the underside of your wrist, right there,
where it's
the
more
little
sensitive.
veins are at. Yep, and you just put a little bit on there, and if it burns that skin, it's going to burn your baby's skin.
Yeah,
it's not that hard.
And usually that's what you do with milk, but I mean, literally, you could just dip your arm in if it's a bathtub. For babies, you want it just slightly warm. It doesn't need to be just so much that it's not cold. You're not trying to give them a hot bath because they need to relax and their muscles need a break. It's not a freaking spa, guys.
Now,
so
now we may sound judgmental, guys. We're primarily joking to an extent.
We're judgmental.
But
I'm judgmental.
if you're a parent that doesn't feel comfortable with checking your own temperature with your hand, then by all means get this thermometer.
Listen,
But
that's what this is.
we have faith in you,
is.
dads, to dip your hand in the tub and get the right temperature. That's
what
that's
this
all
is
we're
hoping
saying.
for. This is hoping for parents that are so nervous about their newborn baby that they have to have an actual thermometer to make sure it's not above 70 degrees or whatever. But listen, that kind of parent is going to panic anyways. I guarantee it, and stick their hand in. Because what if that thing's not reading right? You're going to just trust that device?
Yeah.
No, they're going to buy the device and they're still going to reach in every bath. Every bath because they're nervous parents.
Yeah.
And that's normal to be a nervous parent, so just
why's my baby's lip quivering? Because there's a little bit of a cool breeze. The body temp's okay. You know.
Oh my God.
The baby's been home 2 months. It's okay. They're now regulating their own body temp.
All right, guys. This one is a good one. I'm going to say that up front because I think it's a great idea.
Hey,
People
just so you know,
your
sister on the glove I did totally disagreed with you.
She liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think people do. That's what I'm saying. That one's a good product too. That's just for me. Seems weird to wear gloves while I change my baby's diaper, I guess. But
yeah, well,
the fact that it's the bag too is the gimmick. That's what sells, I think.
Okay. Hey, your camera's like super blurry now. You bent over and then it lost focus, and now it just looks like wow, it's doing something weird with your eyes there. There we go. There we are. Now you're back. Okay.
Because the room got darker because it's getting darker outside.
Oh, okay.
So I need to up my light. Usually I can see it and I just keep it adjusted. So
it was
sorry,
weird.
Guys.
You looked like a bug.
Nice.
Anyway,
cool.
You had them kind of eyes getting bigger like a bug.
I didn't have a boy, and I'm not having a boy again, which, to be honest, is kind of disappointing. I wish I was having a boy. I love my daughter.
I know.
I love my next daughter.
We both wanted wrestlers.
Yep,
now we just put them.
Girls.
Now we just put them in the women's wrestling league.
Oh yeah, yeah, we're wrestling for sure. There's no doubt about it. We're at least trying it. Oh yeah, she's already trained. She knows what a half Nelson is. She knows what a chicken wing is. She practices bridging like crazy all the time.
I love it.
Fighting side to side. Oh yeah. Anyways, this is for boys though, and if you've had a boy, I've changed plenty of boys, so I know. You pull the diaper off, the wind hits the pee-pee.
Mm-hmm.
You put the diaper back on because he's going to pee again almost every time.
In nursing school, I went and was helping a family with their son, and I was just standing there observing the diaper change, and he that wind hit and he peed straight up, went right past the old ear. I swear. I heard it. Shoo, straight. I was like, oh, sucker's got range.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like a water gun.
And they do it won't happen right when you open the diaper every time. Right? Like I remember changing diaper and having to kind of, blow a little bit and cover it, like try to get, because it's going to happen.
And it's like a sensor thing. You can tell by the way they pee. Like it's not like when you pee and it's like, oh, I'm peeing and I'm controlling this thing. It's like, no, it's like, whoa, we're here, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome to the potty.
This thing's called a PP, a TP. And literally, it's just a padded cone that's got absorbent cloth inside that when you pull the diaper back, you drop the cone over the PP.
Okay.
He pees into that, it absorbs it all, while you can still be working on the cleaning diaper and not like playing with the, because a lot of times when you recover it with the diaper, that's already wet. And so when they start peeing in that, it kind of drains out and it makes a mess. So this is the PPTP. I think that's a cool idea. I give it a thumbs up. If it works. Yeah. Next, let's see. I've seen this one before. We're going to pass it up. This one, I'm going to see what you think, Clint.
Okay.
Because your daughter would be the one to test this for sure. Okay, this is called a crumb cap.
A crumb cap, oh boy.
Right. Which you can probably kind of guess what that is. It's a bib, which all babies have bibs.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bib that then wraps around the head like a hoodie. Covers up their hair, covers up their ears and their whole head and their face.
Okay. That would have been very handy. If it works the way it's supposed to work, because my daughter would get mac and cheese on her hands.
Oh yeah, she's a wiper.
Just run it through her hair.
Yep.
By the end of the meal, it's like we got little Frankenstein over here. Just food.
Some babies don't do that. Some babies don't, but the ones who do always do. Like you got to watch their hands because they're ready. They just want to rub it in their hair as soon as they can.
Yep.
And so for that baby, I think it'd be freaking awesome to have a hoodie built onto their bib. I never
There's
thought about it.
nothing worse than peanut butter and jelly to the hair.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have came in. Yeah, would have been way handy.
Crumb cap, you're with me. Okay, I got two more and we're out of here. Okay. Next one's called Dr. Umbrella. Somehow this thing senses when your baby poops. and
Okay.
lets you know.
Okay.
Probably some kind of smell detector. I'm not sure. It doesn't make any sense because you're gonna know when your baby poops. It stinks.
Should be able to smell.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
as a parent, you regularly check the diaper if you didn't notice the poop. But usually, your baby climbs up on you, or rolls over, or does something, and it's like,
Or
oh,
they just get mad.
yeah. Most people aren't used to the smell of crap in their living room or at the dinner table. So
Right.
when you smell it, I don't need a
Like,
sensor to tell me.
that's a
Right?
different smell. Yeah.
Why is the name Doctor Umbrella? What a bad name. What does it have to do with it at all?
Has nothing to do with medicine or.
Yeah, that product's already not being sold again, anyways, because it's obviously didn't do any good. This one I like.
Oh, okay, so you saved the
You
one you
tell me.
like for the last. Okay.
Yeah, there's been some other ones I like, but I think this one's just funny. It's
Okay.
just a good one.
Just throw it out there. Let's see.
Yeah, this one's called Baby Q Ribs.
Baby
And
Q
it's-
ribs, huh?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
And it's a teether that looks like two ribs, like little rib bones coming out in the meat. And so your baby's over there with no teeth at all, just numbing.
It's literally a
on
dog
a rack of
toy
ribs.
for your kid.
Yeah,
I
I
like
think
it.
it's awesome. I like it because your kid needs a teether, and
Yeah.
you're gonna buy teethers.
And
Why
why
not
not
buy one that's funny to watch them eat, watch them use? Yeah,
let them get into barbecue early?
which kind of makes me think, why not make some things that are like kind of gag gifts, right? Like why not make like a dirty sock teether
Yeah.
or something gross? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that would
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah.
Anywho.
You're probably right.
Yep,
Yeah,
I think
not
that's
a bad
it.
idea.
I'm gonna end with that one.
Okay.
I'll save some of these other ones for another time, but
Well, guys, get your
I thought those were
shopping
some
list
pretty good
out.
ones.
That was a good amount of items. We had gaming and we had baby. Ryan did his research on this one.
yeah. Actually,
yeah,
I tried
it's
to
good
find
stuff.
some more gaming gadgets, and there wasn't any that were really jumping out to me tonight. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously a billion different gaming gadgets out there, but I was looking for something that was relative to
Two babies
you know,
and things
norm.
or something.
Well, no,
small.
normal people that people are going to
Oh, yeah,
use
yeah.
right now. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Sometimes we do just sales, whatever, anything, or
Right,
sometimes we do
right.
weird gadgets. But tonight I was looking for good gadgets
Something,
that people
yeah,
will
something
actually
more
use.
serious.
Yep.
Well, that's good. That's good. Oh my goodness. Well, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. You know, I don't ever really proof what Ryan is looking up as far as gadgets goes. That's one segment that we usually do without much information on because we want to be surprised when we talk about it. So actually some really good useful items that you can go out and get.
Definitely.
Hunter, go out and get the teepee, the little PP teepee.
Yep. TP.
Because you're going to need it.
Hey, I gotta say that little Rhett is cute, man. I'm one of those guys that's honest, and like everybody thinks their baby's cute.
Yeah.
And a lot of babies are ugly, bro. They look like some old people that just came out of a vagina, and maybe sometimes like an alien, or sometimes they just look like they're just not healthy, like something's wrong, you know.
Yeah.
And even ugly babies become cute kids all the time, but a lot of babies are ugly. Rhett is cute.
Yeah, he is.
Like I saw his pictures, I was like, dang.
Got his
Super
mama's
cute little
looks,
guy.
thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. So, congratulations to the Venable family. Hunter,
Oh, yeah.
we love you. We do miss you, but enjoy the time with your kid. And we'll see you back on the gaming podcast when you have time. No rush.
Yeah,
buddy.
we'll see you next week. There's a rush. we demand.
Ryan
have
is
our
tired
third
of this
party back.
2-man crap.
Just messing around. Enjoy your baby. Get yourself on a good schedule. And jump back when you're ready.
Yep. Oh, man. And so for all the other parents out there, all the other dads, you know, you're doing a good job. Something I mentioned on that on the What Makes You Famous podcast is it's important. Our idea is we're hoping that we're connecting with dads out there, the ones especially that feel like they're kind of doing it on their own. And it's like, well, you know, you might feel like you are, but you're not. You got all these dads out there doing the same stuff, and so we want to encourage you to keep it up. And it means a lot to your kids. You know, there's things that my daughter does sometimes. Like I tell her a story about her and her sister, and they find a little candy house in the woods, but it's not the witch one. You know, we keep it happy because I can't introduce villains to her because she obsesses about villains for some reason. Anyway, but you know, I've told her that story at bedtime for a little while, and then I quit doing it for a bit. And then one day I hear her telling Annalise the story.
Wow.
She said Claire and Annalise in the woods, and we find candy, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dang. So it did have an impact. Me just
Mm-hmm.
doing that dumb little story that I made up. To me,
Yep.
I was just making something up on the fly so she would have a bedtime story and leave me
Right.
alone about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then later you find out, oh, well, to her, that
Right.
was legit. That was,
Well, that's funny because I was just going to say that. Really, just so you guys know, your dad's out there, not to get sentimental, but, Clint's got a new baby. I've got one coming. Hunter just had theirs, so we are a little sentimental about the babies right now.
yeah.
If you're a dad in the sense of you're actually dadding, then you're doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, it's hard to even find dads that are dads.
Mm-hmm.
They're all just people who, they made a baby and they send money
Mm-hmm.
or they see a kid here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a dad who's dadding and you're involved, or if you're a dad who, because of other situations, can't see the baby as much as you want to, but you have a desire for your kid and you're doing everything you can, you're a winner. You're doing
Yep.
it right. There's no exact way to do it. Just be there. That's what matters.
In your book, you're a hero to us, man.
That's right.
For sure. Yeah, because you make all the money in the world and be a crappy dad
Mm-hmm.
or a non-existent dad, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's not cool. Doesn't fly in our book. So even
No.
with the gaming, the whole point of gaming, is to have fun and have a good time. But you also someday, for me as a gamer, I want to make those gaming memories with my daughter someday, even if
Heck
it's a Mario game or something that's simple. She might not be in the gaming when she gets older. That's okay, but she's still going to remember playing something or doing a tabletop game, some kind of board game or something that we get to do together. Because ultimately, it's about building a relationship with your kids and with those around you. It's that's the whole point of it all, and that's the point of this podcast is relationship with our audience. So we love the comments. More and more each week, you guys get more verbal, more vocal, and it just that excites us more than any amount of subscribing or any amount of downloads. It's that live feedback or that raw feedback is really cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue the questions of the week. We plan on trying to make that a more normal part of our show. I have the giveaway items in hand. We've not announced yet when we're doing the contest, but it is coming soon. The plan right now, if I can find the time to get it done, is for us to have this thing set up by August 1st to go ahead and start it and launch it so that the listeners can get involved and possibly win a big gift because we got donated a nice pricey gift. It's not just a cheap gift. It's actually it's one that I'm kind of like, I want to open the box and keep it.
For yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's like, oh, we're giving this away. But but hey, we would give it away any day to you guys. So we'll have more details once I have time to sort all that out. Because working a full-time job, doing a podcast, and having a baby and a toddler, sometimes it's just hard to get it.
Hey guys, it'll get there
out.
when it gets there. Get over it. But until then,
is there anything else? Delirious. Oh, sorry, I messed that up for you.
It's okay.
I was just going to ask, was there anything else that you had that you wanted to say related to anything coming up or any plans on your end?
Yeah, we are trying to. I'm so busy that I don't know if I'll be able to. I hope. And Hunter just had his baby, so it's one of those situations. But we are trying to get hooked up with a couple gaming shows and get involved, get out there, meet some people, do some networking and stuff like that. So if you guys have some gaming shows or something like that, we live in the Tulsa area, so as long as it's within range of really driving, we drive a distance for a good show.
Yeah.
Kind of let us know.
You mean like conventions or anything like that going on, that kind of stuff? Yeah.
Yep. And we want to meet people that are in the business one way or another, and kind of network with people and help grow our audience and all that.
Or just play games, So you're probably going to get some feeds of us going to like maybe old retro arcades and just talking maybe to the owners of that place and playing games like that. Or we may go to conferences in the area that we can afford to get to right now and do that just for fun, to have extra content that's not just always podcast related or streaming a video game. But
they'll give us good what do you call it, content for the for the
Right.
podcast too. Talk
Right.
about stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So that stuff will kind of come as it comes. Of course, like we said, it's as with anything, it just takes us time. Sometimes we're a little slower than maybe others, but that's the price of being a dad that's involved. So, but yeah, that's all I've got. And thanks for that reminder, Ryan. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Good
Stay
stuff.
delirious
Stay dadding.
and stay gaming.
This has been a Delirious Dads production. For more information about the show, visit our website at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. You can also find us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv, and YouTube. Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Please leave a rating and review if you enjoy the show. Thank you again for listening, and we hope to see you next time.